David Herd. We're here in the Bills of Ibrox as a usual post-match. I had the Jack Butland press conference, so obviously embargoed until 12 o'clock on Monday, but he did say, I think he said there was 14 shots in that game.
14 shots by
How many of them
Rangers?
were accurate?
It's one of the days. I think we could have played until next Sunday and probably not scored. The lack of creativity in the team is absolutely awful. The manager today changed all 4 attacking positions. He changed the centre forward, he changed the 2 wide men, he changed the number 10, and still we created very little. Ended up bringing most of them off, trying somebody else, still created very little. 14 shots is just a start, but I think the Falkirk goalkeeper only had 1 decent save to make all day, and that's the real start for me.
In terms of the before the game, the lineup, you know, we had a look at it, and you were saying, you know, 3 at the back, 4 at the back. What's your ideal position? There were a couple of times, particularly in the second half today, where at the back it was a Keystone Cops behaviour. I mean, I'm really going to have to go home and watch that again before I can make my mind up. Jack Butland, who I think we all agree can be a great shot stop. I mean, I thought Jack's positioning at times today was all over the place as well. It's almost as though this is it a rot in the team is spreading. You know, it was really such a disjointed performance today.
I think the longer the game goes, when Rangers are creating nothing, the other team get a bit of confidence, Falkirk then start getting forward, and we've got a defence that has a history of mistakes. I think it's a fair way of putting it. They're nervous, they start making mistakes, and it just spreads through the team. The incident you're talking about, there was a short pass back, there was a missed tackle, there was Jack Butland scrambling about. It was Keystone Cops was the perfect description of it. Actually.
Tony Soprano once said it's like a Chinese fire drill over there. When I was sitting in the press conferences there, and I think things go through everybody's head. You look at the CVs of the guys that we've brought in, and you're thinking, there's actually no a bad team in there if just we could get the selection right, whatever. I'm now coming to the conclusion that there's a lot of them that has been a complete waste of time and money, and that, you know, the clear out, if we've got half a dozen of them in the squad who are on loans, I hope to God we've got break clauses for January. In terms of the squad, is Danny Rowe, have they hold him below the waterline? It's what he's got to work with.
Well, I was actually having a discussion about this in the press room before the game. There was a thread on the message board about whether Danny Rowe or Steven Gerrard had inherited the bigger mess. In my view, Gerrard took over in May and therefore had a summer, and he could bring his own players in before he ever had to play a game. Rowe's biggest problem for me is that he's come in in October, November. He's got to limp through to a transfer window with the players he has. He can't bring anyone else in, and I think he's got the worst top division squad to work with that I've ever seen a Rangers manager have.
Is it the worst since, say, 2012?
I think it's the worst top division squad in terms of there's no goals in it. There's no good defenders in it, there's no creativity in it, there's no leaders in it, there's very little experience in it. We can talk about how good some of these players are at international level, but that doesn't mean it translates into wearing a Rangers jersey. I just don't think a lot of them are capable of handling the pressure of what that jersey represents.
In terms of obviously our somewhat limited coaching experience ourselves, but I think anybody who's coached any sport at any level would be saying, well, surely your thoughts must be turning to, there's ways to win games, but there's also ways to ensure that you don't lose them. And slowing it down and whatever. We're not seeming to do, I don't know if the fans would even accept that, but it's something I'm thinking is we just need to kill these games somehow, either by early goals or just by slowing the ball down and taking our chances even with one guy up front.
I personally think what we need to do is we need to start games with a bit of aggression and intent. Now, I don't know if we've got enough aggression and intent in the team to do it, but how many times after 20-25 minutes are we sitting here saying we've not had a shot at goal yet, the goalkeepers had nothing to do yet? I think if we're going to get consistent results, we need to have a team who are going to go out from the start and try and dominate the opposition, and we don't have a team that does that.
Might be an amateur psychologist, but when there's a mindset amongst players, it seems to spread. Even our better players like Raskin seems to be playing down rather than his skill set dragging people up. It's a strange malaise. The coach Danny Rowe today in the press conference was obviously defending his boys, but I get the feeling this is becoming a little bit of a recurring theme for him, is that he's feeling tired and having to do that rather than getting a response from the players. Might it just be there is no response in these guys, that they are playing as the best they can?
I think for me the most important question he asked was about how many chances he was going to give some of these players, and the impression I certainly got was he's reaching the end of his tether with 2 or 3 of them. I couldn't name names. I suspect it's the likes of Asgard, it's the likes of Ant-Man, maybe even Majowski. I think he keeps picking them and they keep letting them down. They're not delivering, and you have got guys like Finlay Curtis, like young Cameron, who could come in and do a job potentially. It wouldn't surprise me if you see quite a few changes again in the forward areas on Wednesday night against Dundee United.
So for the next couple of games, are we expecting more of the same? Obviously we've got midweek away at Dundee United, which I always think for us a little bit of a dangerous ground up there. What are your thoughts?
Well, in the next week we've got Tannadice and Rugby Park, which are two grounds where we have traditionally struggled in recent seasons. I'll be pleasantly surprised if there's 6 points out of 6 gathered in those games, let's put it that way.
Well, thank you for your positivity, David, and we look forward to the next couple of games. Cheers.
Right, cheers.